Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today we are playing with the, what did I do with it? There it is, Delicate Whispers bundle. This is a new online exclusive coming out in March. And I thought I would take you through my process. You're going to probably have a little laugh at this, but this is, this mess right here is me trying to figure out how to design the card that I wanted. So you'll see I have a piece of paper here. I have some scribbles and notes on the back. And then I have this here with some more notes. This is how I figure out my cards. Okay? Believe me, it's not a pretty thing. It is just how I do it. I don't know how other demonstrators do it, but this is how I do it. All right, so we have a crumb cake card base. I have chosen my colors through the colors of the DSP. And next I have a piece of boho blue. And this is our two-toned cardstock. And I have scored this on each end so that it's going to form into kind of a gatefold. Right? So we're going to burnish those scores very well. And this two-tone cardstock is a little bit darker on one side than the other. Okay, there's the lighter side. Show you the difference. See that? All right. So I also have a white piece for the inside of my card. So I think what we'll do is we'll take this and we will put this on the inside right away. And don't worry about measurements or anything, because this fun fold is going to have a free tutorial today on my Facebook and my Instagram page. Okay, so we have some DSP. And it is gorgeous, my friends. You've seen these two patterns this week already. We're going to use some different ones. And I am just simply going to center these two pieces off to the ends. Just center it up like so. And this is just to pretty it up a little bit, because these ends are going to show when I put this in the center. You see what I did there? All right, let's put this in the center. Why not? Let's do it. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. See how this does this? Let's get some ribbon. Ribbon, ribbon, ribbon. We can use, it's a different shade of blue, but that's okay. I think I'll use that. It's a nice neutral. I don't have any current crumb cake, or I would use the crumb cake. I do have mossy though. Let's see. I have some right here, a piece of leftover, but that's not going to be long enough. So let's use this one. Mossy Meadow. I am just going to lay a piece of this across here. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue there to hold that in place. And then we're going to add glue all over the back side of this. All right. And then we're going to add this to our card front, like so. All right. Let's get scissors and cut that off. All right. So there's our card. Now we got to work on these panels. And for these panels, I chose this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous floral DSP. So we're going to go something like that. And we'll go this way. Make sure our leaves are going in the right direction. And we're just centering those on the panels. I said centering. I meant centering. It's just not happening. There we go. There we go. And once again. There. So now there's a little bit of contrast, but it matches because these leaves are the same as these. And it's beautiful when we open it up. So now, to keep that from flip-flopping all over the place, I have this super pretty Mossy Meadow ribbon. Now, you know what it's like when you're trying to tie a bow for somebody who's watching. It never turns out. Let's see how many times I have to do this in order to get what I want. I don't want the gold side. So there we go. We'll flip and pull and zhuzh. There we go. Not too shabby. All right, I'm going to trim down those tails for now. And of course, it's not tight enough, so I have to untie it and start again. Let's get my tweezers to give me a hand here and hold that knot. The struggle is real, my friends. The struggle is real. There we go. How cute is that? All right, so now all we have left to do is decorate. And I haven't thought that one through, to be totally honest. I have some leftover bits here. So we could go something to that effect and maybe stamp a flower and put the flower on there with a little greeting. How about we give that a whirl? All right, I have the flower right here, and I am sure I have scrap white set this aside. Grab our stamp platform. Grab our, flower. And somewhere, right here, Memento black ink. Come on. There we go. There is our image. Let's peel this off again. Those all need to be cleaned. Now, let's bring in a mossy meadow, light and dark, a dark lemon lolly, and a light boho this time. Actually, I might use crumb cake. I'm going to use boho blue in the middle of the flower. Where is my crumb cake light and dark? I'm going to make my flower crumb cake. Why not? This is crumb cake light. And based on this, I am not going to be using the dark, just the light. Okay. And I'm going to use the dark mossy to add some color here. And I'll use the light mossy to color the leaves. Just like so. All right, that was quick and easy. Let's get this die cut. Now, let's add this die. Get that lined up. And then we will run this through our die cutter. There we go. Just like that, we have our flower. All right, let's kind of work on this. I'm going to rip those. I want a little bit of foiling, but I don't want so much that it's overpowering. I like that. I would like it better if I could get the greeting on there too. Let's try a different greeting. I have a bundle, or not a bundle, a stamp. It is got little tiny greetings, banner sayings. Now this is part of a punch bundle, but today I think we're just going to see if we can find a greeting small enough to fit on there. does this one say? Cue the confetti. I think I'm going to use You're the Sweetest. And I'm going to take all of this off. And I'm going to bring back in my Stamparatus. And we have to remember that if we don't have room, the flower can hang off the edge, right? It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be 100% on this circle. It can hang off. That's a pretty tiny little greeting up there. There we go. We'll put that over there to be cleaned. Get rid of this. And now we will see what we can do. I'm going to put a dimensional on here. And I'm going to put that like that. And now I'm going to work on these. Let's bring our card in and see. You know what? I am not going to use those copper leaves. And I'll tell you why. I have a little bit of gold in this green ribbon. And it is fine with the champagne-y copper that's in here. This is more yellow and it clashes with the ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two dies. Get a hold of them, and I am going to take a piece of Mossy Meadow scrap, and I'm going to die cut these out of Mossy Meadow. I think it's going to look a lot better. Okay, that's my decision. Let's get these on here, and we will run these through. I just think that copper is too orangey and it clashes. All right. Let's get these little guys out. There's one. And the other. All right, we'll save those for something else. Now, let's trim down these, because we don't need those long stems. I think that's better. I really do. All right, I am going to get some adhesive on these, and we will tuck them in behind. There's our first one. Don't want to block the greeting. And of course, we get a phone call in the middle of the video. They are going to have to wait, unfortunately. And there's our second one. Now, when we put this on here, we want this centered, okay? But we can only attach it to one side, right? So the trick is going to be to put in a dimensional above the ribbon and a dimensional below the ribbon. Okay, we will take off our paper backings and we will straighten it up and pop it in place. And there, oh, my tails are just wild. Let's cut those down a little bit. Oh, now my neighbor dogs are barking. You're getting it all today, friends. My puppies are barking. The neighbor dogs are barking. All right, that is our card for today. I'm not putting any further embellishment on there. This just pops open like so. And gate folds out. All right, that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's video and got a chuckle out of the misadventures. Come back tomorrow. I'll have something for you tomorrow. Bye-bye.